spectacularly from what was a pretty poor showing in Belarus. They've responded really well tonight. There was a Volkov own goal which started the proceedings after good work by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on the right-hand side. Shortly after that, Skodran Mustafi powered home a header from a corner, and then from another corner in the second half, Socrates, with his first touch after coming on, headed home to guarantee Arsenal's progress and make sure that we're going to be in the hat for the next round. Thank you very much to Adrian Clarke for joining me, and thank you very much to Rob Kelly for joining me post-match.
I've been great, yeah.
We're going to head back to the studio now before Rob makes me laugh anymore. So thank you very much. Over to you guys.
Thanks a lot, guys. As you can see, it's all smiles here on Arsenal Nation Live. Great result, 3-0. Lads, assess that performance for me very quickly. We'll go to you first, Adrian.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, it's a pity we didn't score 5 or 6. It would have been nice. I think if we'd have played with the same intensity, same tempo in the second half that we did in the first, we would have scored 5 or 6. But look, lots of positives. It was a morale boosting display.
Simon, yourself, you were pitch side, you saw the fans' reaction, you saw the players. How do you think we played?
Yeah, I think Adrian's got it spot on, really. Especially when you remember what it was before the game. Before the game, there was a slight, just a tinge of worry where you would have taken anything to get through. Scoreline redundant, as long as you get through to the next round. And yet, it was a very assured performance. Second half, I think they realised I had the job done, but I didn't have much. They did take their foot off the gas, which kind of sucked because, yeah, I think you probably could have seen a couple more. But it doesn't matter. End of the day, I think the fans enjoyed it as well. Like, they seemed very calm, you know, throughout the thing. I think they realised sort of coming out for the second half that unless something awful happens, we're going to be all right. And, you know, that's what we got. We got a solid performance all round.
Indeed. We did have some very exciting moments briefly with that Socrates goal. So we're going to have some reactions from social media. Socrates immediately scores after coming on for the first time since his injury. That absolute madman. That's from Matt Bracey. And we've got another tweet thrown up. I reckon Socrates scared the ball into the net. He's a very serious guy. Also, well, we've got this nice picture of Socrates there. Socrates' reaction to scoring his first Emirates goal. He's literally the most serious person in the world, but he did show a lot more reaction than that. What was the reaction from the crowd?
I think it was great, right? Because he'd only been on, what, 5, 10 minutes max? I didn't actually check the times. But I think there was a real... Yeah, I think it was a real swell of sort of love for the guy because he came on, assured performance again, gets his goal. He was very serious with it, absolutely. He's a stoic, though, right? He's a stoic fellow.
He's a stoic player. But he's got a lot of passion as well, Adrian.
He went for the knee slide. Yeah, no, I love his passion. I think that Socrates is a really determined defender, isn't
Absolutely,
he? He's old school. He loves tackling more than any other defender, I think, in the Premier League. And you've got to admire that about him. It was a good goal. He kept his eye on the ball. It came off the side of his head. Keeper made a hash of it. But as I was saying in commentary, for all of the great football that Arsenal played tonight, especially down the wings in the first half, they scored from 2 set pieces.
Yeah. And we're literally about to move on to that. So we have a tweet about set pieces. We're going to show you that now. So, from David, Socrates, 3-0, 3-1 in aggregate. To the Arsenal, work on crosses this week have been playing off on set pieces. As you alluded to before we even showed you that tweet, you had 2 crosses, or 2 corners, and they did dividends.
Look, Emery is, he clearly thinks a lot about set pieces. We've seen so many short corners, haven't we, this season?
Well, that was what I couldn't believe before the corner before the goal. They were passing it short and passing it back and just chuck it in there.
They love a short corner under Emery, and some have paid off.
Absolutely,
we've scored
that's true.
from some. But basically, the 2 goals that we scored from tonight, we did nothing fancy. It was just get it in the mixer and header it in. And I think the movement from Mustafi for his goal was brilliant. He completely outfoxed the defender. He went there, back, again, timed his run great. For Socrates, he just concentrated. He just did not take his eye off the ball. And for that reason, he deserves credit.
So remember earlier you alluded to that Aubameyang and Lacazette haven't scored from headers this season. So what is the difference for us with the cross, that's the set pieces, when it comes to our defenders?
In general play, we seem to just whip balls along the face of goal, don't we? Because I think we know that Aubameyang and Lacazette...
Get on the end of one,
right?
Yeah,
they like to convert those type of chances. We don't like to hang crosses up. But we've scored a lot of set-piece goals, actually, not just this year. Last season as well, Arsenal improved massively in their output from corners and free kicks. So look, it's one of our strengths now. Whether we're not associated with it, but it is one of our strengths.
I think you should do more of it as well. Like, why not? Especially, you know, if you haven't got Lacazette and Aubameyang is sort of floating out to the wings a little bit. Just throw it in there, chuck it in, and what's the worst going to happen? This, and it's pretty good, all things considered. So
indeed, we love those 2 goals. So we're going to throw up another tweet from social media talking a little bit more about a certain player that we were all excited to see back in the starting 11. So from Len, we know about Mesut Ozil's creativity in the attacking third, but his presence in out of the back build-up gets us out of a manner of trouble. Would you agree with that, Adrian?
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out what out of the back build-up means. But I think it's in terms of playing through the lines. What I liked about Mesut tonight was that he was always showing for the ball. He wasn't hiding. He wanted it at all times. We know he can receive passes easily. And I thought he made some good contributions. Not everything came off, but a lot of what he did was quality, and he will be better for the appearance. It wasn't a 9 out of 10 wonder show. It was probably a solid 7. And for right here and now, that's more than good enough for Mesut.
Simon, as a fan, did he live up to your expectations, or did you want a little bit more from him?
I think I probably wanted a little bit more, but maybe that's being unfair given that he's only just got back into the team. I mean, what he does do really well is he always finds himself in the right spot, always. Like that chance that he had, that he kind of nicked just on the outside of his boot. It was just, when you actually watch him, you're kind of like, what are you doing? Like, he was just stood there, but he knew. Like, he does have this great vision when it comes to what can happen.
You make a good point there, though. If he was Matt Sharp,
Yeah.
that volley, he'll go outside of the foot, bottom corner, not a problem.
That's it.
It's not a case that we haven't seen him do that before. He's done it many a time when he's got the skill. He's just
the
like
volley
you're
in the
saying.
first half was really hard. It was quite a high volley. Got his knee over the ball really well. He's a class act.
I think it's good that he goes for those kind of chances. But the thing is, he'd have to have scored 5 goals this evening to get back to the level people expect. And when does that ever happen? So I think that's the issue, is that you've got to give him some more game time. I think it was a solid performance. I imagine some Arsenal fans will still be a bit like, I need to see more. But that's hopefully what we build on now. And going into Southampton, if he gets the chance again, he can show them.
Yeah, his confidence would have gone up a little bit.
So, of course, we were very happy to see Ozil in the starting 11, but we're also happy to see an older Arsenal player come back. We saw Hleb. Here's a tweet from Khalid. Hleb on the pitch, serving as a reminder of one of the best Arsenal teams seen at the Emirates. What a time that was. Adrian, you were been here a long time.
Yeah.
Did you see flashes of Hleb's former brilliance today, or was it just a
not
nice
really.
nostalgic? Obviously you didn't. So was it just a nice nostalgic moment to see him?
That's all it was. Yeah, like I felt sorry for him that he wasn't in the starting 11. But what happened? He had his moment, didn't he?
Yeah.
By coming on,
Absolutely,
he got that ovation. It was a really good ovation, wasn't it?
I was surprised.
For a player that's kind of been left a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not an over-the-top reaction, but it was a very nice reaction.
Oh, I thought maybe more than some people would have expected, but especially in 2019 when there's a lot of vitriol and a lot of hate, it was really nice for him to come on. Everybody stood up, everybody cheered, and it was just a really nice sort of sportsmanship moment.
Yeah, he was a very good player for Arsenal. He was a very Wenger-type player, very skillful, of course. But I guess he wasn't part of a title-winning side, was he?
No,
it was a great side to watch. But I wouldn't say that they were one of the great Arsenal sides.
He's one of the nearly men, but it was still good to see him back at the Emirates. But now the questions to you guys. To sum up the game, one word, Adrian, first to you.
Progress.
Progress. Yes. Simon?
Satisfaction.
So we had progress and we've had satisfaction. Satisfaction moving on to our game at the weekend against Southampton. Thank you for watching Arsenal Nation Live. We'll see you again another day. Come on, Arsenal.